that call Sean if it doesn't work, you know.
I mean, it's a huge
ทดสอบ1 2 3 4ทดสอบ1 2 3 4สวัสดีคุณผู้ชมทุกท่านนะครับ
today that you're really excited for people to see?
That people haven't seen yet, like stuff that can happen.
เราอยู่กันที่งานเปิดตัวเกม Exclusive หรือเปล่าเกมใหม่แล้วกันของทีมBungie นะครับผู้สร้าง Destiny นั่นเองนั่นก็คือมาราธอนนะครับตามกำหนดการเนี่ยเขาบอกว่าจะมาตอนเที่ยงคืนตรงแต่ตอนนี้เหมือนจะมีสัมภาษณ์เล็กน้อย Pre-show เป็นการเปิดเผยเกมเพลย์ครั้งแรกของโลกเพราะฉะนั้นเรามาติดตามดูกันดีกว่าว่าเขาใส่อะไรน่าสนใจมาในเกมนี้กันบ้าง
textured world building from the original games and using it as sort of a sacred foundation that we want to continue building on and finally
ถ้าท่านใดที่เข้ามาแล้วมีปัญหาในการรับชมใดๆก็แจ้งให้ผมทราบนะครับจะได้ทำการแก้ไขให้นะครับ
It's been so much fun getting to talk story with you. Can't wait for everyone to get to see. Anything in particular, anything else that you're excited for people to get to dig into as they learn more about Marathon?
ดูเขาจะมั่นอกมั่นใจกันมากนะสำหรับทีม Destiny กับเกมนี้นะ
So I think I want to keep it a surprise.
Fair question. All right. Well, we got a big show coming up. Thank you, Julia, for being here. Thank you all too for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it a ton.
Woohoo!
All right. We are in final prep now, everyone. So we'll be back in just a little bit on the other side with some marathon gameplay. Don't go away.
เปิดเผยเกมเพลย์ของมาราธอนอีก6 นาทีเท่านั้นทุกคนผมไม่รู้ใครตื่นเต้นอะไรกับเกมนี้มากน้อยแค่ไหนนะแต่ถ้าคุณผมว่าถ้าคุณเป็นแฟน Destiny คุณเป็นแฟนเกมเพลย์ของ Bungie เขาจะมีแบบมีเอกลักษณ์เฉพาะตัวของการเพลย์ของเขานะครับซึ่งนี่คือหนึ่งในสตูดิโอที่ดีไซน์การเพลย์ได้ดีที่สุดในโลกนะแฟนๆ Destiny เดนตายที่เขาเล่นกันมาก็พูดเป็นเสียงเดียวกันนะว่าการเพลย์ของเกมนี้มันดีนะครับมันสนุกมันหนักแน่นอะไรอย่างเงี้ยเดี๋ยวเรามารอดูผลงานชิ้นนี้กันอีกไม่ถึง5 นาทีแล้วมากันดึกสักเล็กน้อยครับเวลาแบบ5 ทุ่มกว่าเที่ยงคืนนะเมื่อสักครู่นี้ก็เพิ่งจะมีพอดแคสต์ไปตอนหนึ่งนะก็สามารถไปรับชมย้อนหลังกันได้สงกรานต์นี้ไปเที่ยวไหนกันหรือเปล่าไม่น่าจะมีอะไรนะนั่งย้อมใจอยู่บ้านเตรียมเกมอินดี้เอาไว้1เขาเรียกว่า1 ปึกใหญ่ๆถ้าพรุ่งนี้ไม่มีอะไรก็จะมาไลฟ์นะครับให้ได้รับชมกันเพราะว่ามันมีตัวอย่างเกมที่น่าสนใจที่มีเดโมให้เล่นเยอะเลยนะครับผมถ้าท่านใดเข้ามาแล้วก็พูดคุยทักทายกันได้นะครับในช่วงเวลาที่เรารอกันอยู่ในตอนนี้นะไม่รู้จะดีจะแย่อย่างไรนะพูดถึง Marvel Rivals นะครับเกมหมาของใครหลายคนตอนนี้ก็มีอัปเดตใหม่มาแล้วนะครับซีซั่น2นะมีตัวละครใหม่เอมม่าฟรอสต์แม่จ๋าแม่เอมม่าของดีเหลือเกินแล้วถ้าผมเข้าใจไม่ผิดเนี่ยเขาบอกว่าต่อจากนี้ไป Marvel Rival จะเปิดตัวฮีโร่ใหม่แบบเดือนละตัวอะไรอย่างงี้ป่ะซึ่งมันเป็นไปได้ยังไงวะจะมีทีมไลฟ์เซอร์วิสทีมไหนที่บ้าเลือดขนาดนี้คุณคอนโซลครับสวัสดีครับหวังว่าวันจี้จะกลับมาพังงาดอีกครั้งครับหวังว่าเช่นกันครับหวังว่าเช่นกันมันมีเกมดีๆก็ไม่เป็นเรื่องเสียหายต่อใครอยู่แล้วนะฮะก็น่าจะเป็นเรื่องที่ทุกคนก็อยากจะให้เกมนี้มันออกมาดีนั่นแหละเราอกหักกันมาเยอะแล้วคุณน็อตโนคมอยากเห็นเหมือนกันครับว่ามาราธอนจะมาสู้ตลาด FPS ยังไง FPS นี่เป็นตลาดแดงเดือดมากนะโดยเฉพาะยิ่งเกมมัลติเพลเยอร์นะผมว่าทำ First Person ที่เป็น Single Player ยังดูจะมีโอกาสรอดมากกว่าทำMultiplayer อีกนะ สวัสดีครับมาดึกนะครับมาตามเวลาครับคุณนพครับสวัสดีนะฮะเขาเวลาเขาบอกว่ามาเที่ยงคืนเราก็มากันเที่ยงคืนนะครับผมว่าเกือบจะมาไม่ทันด้วยซ้ำนะคือลักษณะของเกมมัลติเพลเยอร์มันคือตลาดแบบ winner takes all อะคนเล่นก็เล่นอยู่นั่นน่ะเล่นเกมเดียวเล่นแล้วไม่เปลี่ยนยากเขาลงทุนซื้อสกินเอาไปมากมายมหาศาลแล้วเขาไม่เปลี่ยนเกมเล่นกันนะเปลี่ยนยากมากนะจะว่าอย่างนั้นอย่างนี้ก็แบบ Call of Duty ก็ Call of Duty อยู่อย่างนั้นน่ะใช่เลยครับมันมีตัวเลือกเยอะเกินแถมคนไม่ค่อยออกจากเกมเก่าด้วยใช่ก็ต้องมาดูว่ามาราธอนมันจะมีเสน่ห์มากพอหรือเปล่านะจริงๆมาราธอนนี่เป็นซีรีส์เก่านะเป็นซีรีส์เก่าของบันจี้เองแต่ว่ามันเหมือนอันนี้มันเหมือนการรีบูตนะ2 นาทีครับแป๊บเดียวเมื่อกี้ตอนช่วงเปิดต้นรายการนี่มีการพูดอะไรลักษณะคล้ายๆกับว่าเกมจะมีระบบ class base หรืออะไรสักอย่างเดี๋ยวมารอฟังกันดีกว่าว่ามันจะแน่แค่ไหนกันทุกวันนี้เกมอื่นมายังไงผมก็ยังเล่น Call of Duty อยู่ดีเพราะมันไม่มีเกมไหนให้ประสบการณ์ Arcade Fast Paced Shooting ได้ดีกว่า Call of Duty เลยครับก็จริงครับอันนั้นในด้านนั้นผมเห็นด้วยว่าเกมเพลย์ที่แบบ Silky Smooth เล่นง่ายคือแบบเข้าใจง่ายอะไรอย่างเงี้ย Call of Duty ยังไงก็เป็นอันดับหนึ่งเป็นShooting Arcade ใช่ถ้าคุณชอบในลักษณะนั้นนะแต่ถ้าเกิดว่าคุณชอบแบบพอเป็นเกมอื่นๆมันก็จะมีเรื่องอื่นเข้ามาเป็นแฟกเตอร์ละเรื่องแบบความสมจริง destruction อะไรเงี้ย bullet drop อะไรต่างๆนะครับหรือแม้แต่เรื่องพวกบรรยากาศอะไรอย่างเงี้ยนะเอาละเขาดาวเขาจบลงแล้วนะครับ please stand by เตรียมตัวครับน่าจะมาแบบเป็นเทรลเลอร์แล้วก็ค่อยสัมภาษณ์หรือเปล่าเกมเมอร์เราใจร้อนเพลงมันก็เดือดนะพวกคุณได้ยินเพลงจากไลฟ์เบาไปไหมผมเร่งเสียงขึ้นมาผมกลัวมันจะทับเสียงผมเองนะมาแล้วไป following contain flash จะแสบตากันหน่อยมาราธอนเกมเพลย์รีวิวโชว์เคสโอ้โหนี่ขนกันมาทั้งสตู
All right, everyone, hello and welcome back to Bungie HQ here in beautiful Washington, where we're coming to you live
Bungie
with the
HQ.
opportunity to share a little bit of marathon gameplay with you for the very first time. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, and we've got an awesome show lined up for you with a little surprise at the end that you're going to want to stick around to. So make sure to go ahead and not tune out early. But no need to worry. You're not going to have to sit here and listen to me. I'm joined by some of my teammates here at Bungie to walk us through some of what we're going to be seeing today. So no time like the present. Let's get into the show. First things first, this gentleman here to my right, to your left, is Marathon's game director, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Joe, how you doing?
งานประกาศใหญ่กว่าที่คิด นั่นแหละสิครับ
Super excited to finally show something about our game, you know? We've been a little bit silent for a while, but we're hoping you'll have a lot of fun today.
Yeah, we'll have another video in addition to one of just you in your office hanging out.
Exactly,
so,
yeah. I won't be talking for like 20 minutes straight this time, I promise, yeah.
So for anyone out there that may not know you or what you do here, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
I work with a lot of amazing people, some of the people on this stage, a lot of people who are sort of in the audience here today. My goal is ultimately to take sort of all the ideas that we have, bring them together into a singular experience and help to deliver that experience as a single thread, so just love that.
Thank you very much for being here today, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. As we go on down the line, we're also joined by a man who's been instrumental in bringing the worlds of both games and film to life, our franchise art director, Mr. Joe Cross. Joe, how's it going?
โอ้อาร์ตไดนะอาร์ตไดแฟรนไชส์อาร์ตไดเรคเตอร์
Joe, for anyone, obviously you've got some fans here, but for anyone out there in the audience at home that may not know you or doesn't get a chance to work with you, can you tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do here?
Yeah, so I'm Joe Cross. I'm franchise art director of Marathon, and my job is to sort of set the tone and the vision, the visual style of this, reimagine this IP and this amazing game, and then make sure that our world-class art team is set up for success. Paving the way a bit.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for everything.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot to dig into today, so thank you for being here as well.
Thank you.
As we go right on down the line, we have, without a doubt, the most important Andrew on this stage here today, our gameplay director, Mr. Andrew Witz. How's it
อ๋อ
going?
มีอาร์ตมีเกมเพลย์
Witz, for anyone out there that may be just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, Andrew Witz. I'm the gameplay director. What basically means is I had to work with a bunch of awesome people to set up
คน
what the
นี้
sandbox,
เคยอยู่
survival
ทีม Rainbow
sandbox
Six
of
หรือเปล่าวะ
Marathon is going to be. So that's
แอน
runners,
ดรูวิท
weapons
ส์
and
เหรอ
equipment,
เดี๋ยวเสิร์ชดูหน่อย
and
ดิ
the combatants, the UESC. They're going to be hunting players on Tau City. So yeah, what up to the gameplay team? Thank you all for all your work.
And of course, last but exceptionally not least, someone who you've probably seen in Bungie Vidocs in the past and someone who's been able to help guide design here at Bungie since Halo 3. The one, the only senior design lead here, rather, the one, the only Mr. Lars Bakken.
Senior Designer
Thank you.
Lars, we're back.
You could say Marathon's back.
You could. I'll leave that to you, though. Well, for anyone out there in the audience who may not get that reference and is just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Yeah, my name is Lars Bakken. I'm a senior design lead on the Run team. Shout out to Run team, everyone that's out there right now.
The Run team
A lot of fans out there. So the Run team is consisting of, we make the maps, so the zones that you're going into, we make the activities, so we take some of the cool stuff that Andrew's team, we remix it, we add the UESC in, we make
คุณฮาริสบอกว่าน่าจะเอาเทรลเลอร์เกมมาเปิดก่อน
and then
แล้
we
วค่อย
also
สัม
have
ภาษณ์
the contracts team, which
ก็
are
จริง
the
ๆ
factions,
เทรลเลอร์มันเซลล์กว่า
corporations that players are sort of
ถ้าเปิดมาด้วยคนใช่ไหมแต่คนพวกนี้มีเครดิตนะ แล้วผมจำได้ถูกต้องจริงๆนะแอนดรูวิชเคยอยู่ในทีม Rainbow Six นะผมเสิร์ชลิงก์อินเจอเขาเพราะฉะนั้นก็โอเค
We'll get into that
ของ
here
ดี
very shortly, but no, thank you all for starters all for
คือ
being
คนพวก
here.
นี้เขาน่าจะ
Before we get
มี
started,
เค
as
ร
well,
ดิ
a
ต
quick
อะ
reminder, do yourself a favor, make sure you've got your Bungie and your Twitch account linked to make sure you don't miss out on the Twitch drop that's going on right now. And if you also go ahead and subscribe
Twitch
to
drop
any
ด้วยเหรอ
channel
วะ
in the Marathon directory, you can get a special little cat badge next to your name to go ahead and show everyone that you were here today. So go out there, find a streamer you haven't found before, and make sure and drop a sub out there and share the love. And also, if you have dropped your sub here on Marathon the Game, worry not, that money all goes to the Bungie Foundation. So thank you for helping us help them do some good out there. And now we have a big show again lined up. We've got some gameplay on the way coming up very shortly. We had a chance to go ahead and work with some creators and press very recently, and we're going to show you what they thought of the game. And of course, again, I'll repeat myself, but we've got something really great for you at the end of the show. So make sure and stick around. But again, the purpose of today is to show off some gameplay. Mr. Joe Ziegler, I'd love to hand the mic to you for this next part.
Yeah, so before we get started, obviously there's a lot to talk about today. We have a little bit of a taste to show you about what our game is about, just to kick us off, so we can put some images to what we've been talking about here. So let's take a look.
เอาเว้ยมาเว้ยอาร์ตสไตล์แบบฉูดฉาดมากโบะเกมมันดูสไตล์ไลซ์นะดูไม่ค่อยแบบไม่ได้สมจริงเท่าไหร่นะอุ้ยมีหายตัวอะไรกันด้วยแต่ดีไซน์ดูคาแรคเตอร์ไม่ค่อยเย้ายวนใจให้เล่นอีกแล้ว
The end of all things. But the dream is not over. My dream. Yours. Now. Run.
ไอ้เช่ทำไมตัวละครมันดูเหลี่ยมๆแบบโลบ็อกแล้วบอกว่าเหลี่ยมเหมือนโลบ็อกก็ไม่มันเหลี่ยมแปลกๆเท็กเจอร์สำหรับคนขี้เกียจนั่นแหละสิมันไม่ใช่ฮีโร่ชูเตอร์ว่ะรู้สึกตัวละครนะ Wish list on all platform โอ้ขาย23 กันยาเหรอ
running a closed alpha test that you can be a part of. Now, as a quick heads up, this is going to be focused on North America, 18 plus only. So there's going to be a big chance to play up front, but don't worry, there's going to be other opportunities to play later. So to make sure you're caught up with all the details and ready to go, do yourself a favor, head over to our Discord at discord.gg/marathonthegame. And of course, if you're here in Twitch chat with us today, then you've already done yourself a big favor. Members of our community and moderation teams are going to be going out and looking for folks to drop codes
สายคอมเพทิทีฟน่าจะชอบเน้นมองไงเหรอสายคอมเพทิทีฟก็อยากดูอะไรเจริญหูเจริญตามเหมือนกันไหม
though I'm sure folks will do it anyway. But worry not, you've gone ahead and done yourself a favor by being here today. But let's get into it. What did we just see?
A lot of death, you know, is first what we all saw. But honestly, you saw a first glimpse of some of what's going on in Marathon. You know, our extraction
ตัวหุ่นยนต์มิชลินนี่มันดูไม่ค่อยเท่เท่าไหร่
It's got a little bit of everything. It's got some runners in there. It's got some weapons in there. It's got some crazy stuff happening, but yeah.
Yeah, a little taste of the weapons in there. You saw some alternate weapon actions. The flip scope is in there, so weapons are going to do more than just shoot. Obviously, it's a Bungie game. We got to like really push things. Yeah, a lot of runner abilities are in there as well. The UESC, obviously, a little taste of the UESC and what they're capable of. Yeah, a lot of awesome stuff.
And some fun world interactions
พี่พูดในภาษาที่เข้าใจกันเองภายในเยอะเกินไป
Everything goes wrong for the team that's in that room, but that's it's pretty cool to see those things.
Yeah, everything goes wrong. The Andy Salisbury story.
UTSC คืออะไร
Why are we making Marathon? Why is Bungie going into the extraction shooter space?
I mean, extraction shooters like are something that are passion of all of ours. Like we really like the idea of like
extraction
bringing this
shooter
experience that we've all enjoyed, which is this kind of intense survival-based experience where you are frequently unsure of what's going to happen next, but you're on that adventurous ride of it. You know, we talk about it sort of like it's a horror story that's kind of unfolding before you, and testing yourself to see if you can survive it. And we really wanted to take that and sort of, I don't know, bring a lot more people into it. When you love something, you really kind of want to just, you know, attract others to it, and so you can have a bigger party with it. And so, yeah, we've been doing a lot of work to make that happen.
Yeah, no, it shows. And you know, Lars, obviously, Bungie's got a long history of shooters, but this is a new type altogether for us to dive into. From your side, what's it been like designing for all of this?
It's been fantastic. So when I started at Bungie, it was on the multiplayer team, and I am a competitive person in my nature. I really enjoy PvP, and so having to take that in the Marathon game and think about every single angle of every design, knowing that there will be other human beings in, around, and on the other side of it has just been fascinating and really exhilarating for myself personally, and I also know for the team.
It's been really exciting to see. And you know, obviously, you mentioned we saw a lot. We saw some runners. Mr. Witz, can you do me a favor and help introduce these 4 runners that are going to be available when the closed alpha test begins?
Yeah, for sure. We'll have 6 runners at launch, but we're focusing on the core 4 here for they're going to be in the alpha. So going left to right, we have Locust. Locust is our soldier kind of fantasy, our soldier kit, all about push forward gameplay, right? The first one in, trying to get as many picks as possible, right? Against either the UESC or other players. Next, we have Blackbird. It's a very reconnaissance-based kit, all about like figuring out where players and enemies are in general and punishing poor positioning. Glitch is like our agile disruptor kind of kit, all about pushing forward, disrupting enemy teams and what they're doing and getting out and kind of having that kind of cycle. Void is our stealth boy, our sneaky boy, all about throwing down smokes, going a full active camo cloak, Into the Darkness, getting some reses, and then taking some people by surprise. So yeah, this is our core 4 right now for
Very
alpha.
exciting. A lot of different play styles to choose from out of the gate. And even furthermore, Joe Cross, also, if anyone's not following Joe Cross on Twitter, do yourself a favor and do so. But you've been sharing some art with these runners pretty recently out there on Twitter with everyone. Before the show, we were talking a little bit, and I've heard this come up a lot, but you guys have been working off of this concept of graphic realism. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is and what that means for the design?
ผมไปลืมปิดไมค์
It's one of our ingredients that we've sort of conjured up to help us define the visual world. For these runners,
ผมรู้สึกว่าเขาคุยกันด้วยภาษาภายในเยอะเกินไปผมเพิ่งรู้ว่า runner คือตัวละครมันควรจะเริ่มจากว่านี่คือเกมอะไรจักรวาลนี้มันเป็นยังไงแล้วก็ตัวละครคืออะไรอย่างเงี้ยมันเขาพูดกันภาษาแบบแปลกๆกว่าจะแกะออกมาได้ว่ามันเป็นอะไร
kind of reduce the amount of geometry. We limit our materials. We use a lot of graphic design and color. And we sort of use it as a tool to onboard artists who are working on the project. And then it doesn't hurt to have a world-class concept team cranking this stuff out. And that's sort of the origin.
คือผมไม่ชอบดีไซน์แบบไอ้2ตัวซ้ายเลยโลคัสกับแบล็กเบิร์ดผมว่ามันจืด
to it as well. As a kid who grew up playing it, I know it well myself. But what's it been like stepping into this world?
It's amazing. For art geeks out there, the sort of the father of the marathon visual world in a lot of ways is this guy Craig Mullins, who you see art represented on the left. Started out as a fan, then got incorporated into the IP officially by Bungie, and so his legacy looms super large. And we've always tried to, pay attention, pay homage, make sure we were doing justice. And you can see here in the center, this is kind of a proto-runner. We developed early in the process to make sure that our sort of approach to graphic realism and style lined up and sort of represented that. And then on the right here, sort of an evolution into one of our actual runners here, Blackbird, with a similar fantasy and composition. So I think it's working out well, and I think we're doing something new, but also sort of looking back.
It's like a 3-panel study on how to hold the spine, right? Is what you're looking at.
Right,
yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah.
Is it a spine?
I don't know. It could be.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, that said, if anyone out there in Twitch chat as well has any questions,
ดูใน
go
แช
ahead
ท
and drop
ดิ
them
ใน
in.
แช
We're
ท
going to
เดื
try
อ
and
ดเห็น
answer
ปะ
as many as we can. We're going to be showing again a lot of stuff today. So if you've got anything that comes to mind, please feel free to throw it in there. Folks on the community team are going to be keeping an eye out. But free to throw it in there. Folks on the community team are going to be keeping an eye out. But we've obviously got a chance to go ahead and dive a little deeper. We've done some telling. Let's go ahead and do some more showing by taking a bit of a deeper dive into some more marathon gameplay.
Let's do it.
อาร์ตนี่อย่างกับเกมอินดี้เลยเหรอ
Marathon is a team-based extraction shooter set around the mysterious and cutthroat world of Tau Ceti 4.
มันควรจะเริ่มจากเทรลเลอร์อันนี้เว้ย
You are a runner, a cybernetic mercenary who's given up their human form for a biosynthetic shell with unique abilities and stats, capable of both tactical and fast-paced combat. Here you'll fight in a crew of up to 3 players across a variety of zones and points of interest. You'll face rival runners in zones of up to 18 players, countless security forces, and otherworldly threats. To scavenge the remains of a lost colony for glory and fortune. The environments of Tau Ceti 4 are filled with weapons, materials, and equipment you can scavenge throughout the map. Before deploying, you'll strategically build your loadout and select a runner to ensure you're equipped for the run ahead. Your objective is simple. Get in, gather as much loot as you can, and make it out alive. Die, and all your gear will be up for grabs. Survive, and your loot can be taken into future runs as you grow in power and fill your vault. Death is inevitable, But it's never the end. Think quickly on your feet and outplay your opponents. And in your next run, you and your teammates will be the ones coming out on top. And even if you're down on your luck, factions can sponsor you with
เป็น
a
แบบ
fresh
ทาคอปเหรอ
loadout
ครับ ใช่
so
ครั
you
บ
can get right back into the fight.
แต่กราฟิกเป็นแบบนี้ครับ
Bungie brings its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront. Dynamic and tactile gunplay, runners with unique playstyles, and customizable builds create highly dynamic and strategic team fights. Whether you're on a
Hero
zero-to-hero
Tarkov.
run or high-rolling with powerful gear, you'll need to use your best judgment when you decide which fights to pick and how. Because no matter how geared you are, players with skill and strategy will always have the edge. Marathon is designed to be played in crews, with contextual pings, shared objectives, and down but not out, to streamline playing with your friends. Death is not the end. And if you're the last one standing, you can overcome the odds to revive your teammates and get out with your hard-earned loot. And if you believe your skills alone are enough to conquer any challenge, we give you the freedom to opt out of crew fill to take all the glory for yourself
ผมว่ามันเหมือน
as a
Apex
solo runner.
Apex
No two
Apex
runs
ที่
in
เอามา
Marathon
ทำ
ever play
Extraction
out the same. With dynamic events, variable weather, and unpredictable players, you'll have to adapt on the fly if you want to survive. Each run has a time limit, and anything can happen while you're chasing your objective. Looking to unlock upgrades or increase your faction reputation? Slip into the shadows as Void and ghost past your enemies. Search the map for rare materials and profit opportunities without being discovered. Want to push enemy teams and steal their loot? Bring in Glitch with agility implants and your strongest weapons to disrupt rival crews. Running support for your friends, grab extra equipment, shield charges, and a specialized backpack to be the lifeline they need.
อะไรวะเนี่ย
You're always free to experiment with team compositions, and the only limit to how you want to play your runner is your loot and imagination. Endgame challenges, ranked play, discovering secrets, seasonal storytelling, community events, and more all await you in Season 1, where you and your friends will start to unravel the mysteries of Tau Ceti 4. Remember, you're only ever one run away from your next big score.
ผมมีปัญหาการเลือกใช้เฉดสีของเกมนี้โดยเฉพาะสีเขียวโทนมันสูดฉูดฉาดหมดเลย
Decent amount of gameplay. All right. Let's get into breaking this down. So I think for starters, again, as we touched on before the break, Bungie has such a rich history with Marathon. Joe Cross, from your standpoint, facilitating this gameplay with your art style. Again, what was it like kind of approaching this from your perspective? What were you looking to do?
Build on the legacy. The narrative of Marathon is incredibly rich and like inspirational, easy sort of inspiration for art. I also love just sort of having the keys to this car from this era, working on a game from this era. I love older games. I love the way the games look from the PS1, PS2 era. So there was a lot for us, and like I said, paying homage to some of the great sort of iconic artists of the time.
Yeah, and also we had some keen
ใน
ears
แชท
folks
เขา
in chat. I think
เอากันแล้วเว้ย
Finder asked if
This
this is Ben
look
Star. Yep, Ben Star was the
absolutely
narrator of that.
garbage.
Excellent ear.
Great voice, right?
Yeah, super cool. Yeah.
Wonderful voice.
He's almost an Andrew Witz, but he does his best. But all right, I'm gonna put you on the spot with a tough one, Mr. Joe Ziegler.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite runner?
Ooh, controversial question.
ของคอร์ด 2.0
I play a variety of them, but I will say probably the one I end up playing the most is Blackbird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Any Blackbird mains out there? I like playing Blackbird because it's a great crew runner.
ใครจะไปรู้จัก Blackbird กับมึง
being able to provide a lot of information, provide a lot of support. It's also a great runner that's kind of helps to counter a lot of strategies that can occur, especially ambush strategies that happen. Also to catch Void out of position if Void's trying to hide. So yeah, there's a lot of versatility to how you can play it.
Very fun. Mr. Witz, I think you and I share the same main. I got to ask as well, who's your go-to runner?
Oh, I split my time between Locust. I'm a very push-forward kind of player, as Joe reminds me all the time, because I'm pushing too much, too
You don't
often.
even have a W key. It just goes.
I just love to go fast forward. That's right.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, that push-forward gameplay that Locust kind of has, right? Being like the first to try and get a pick, you know, seeing somebody out of position, going for that pick. Also, I like to play glitch a lot too. Again, like, I really love that disruption playstyle. I love just finding an enemy crew trying to exfil, trying to extract, and then like taking like the arm cannon and just knocking them out of like the zone, and now they're trapped with me and hopefully my teammates. Joe,
I'm scanning. I'm looking for enemies. It's good, yeah.
To that same end, actually, as you guys kind of discuss the runners, Destas in chat asks, what's the pacing targets to the gameplay? Are there any movement or traversal mechanics?
There are a lot of movement and traversal mechanics inside of the game, but it varies. Your effectiveness varies per runner.
Yeah, like everything in like we're making like a survival sandbox, which means everything kind of has to have a cost, right? And so like going, if you want to go fast, like Locust has like a super
คุณ
sprint, so to speak.
DY
Leg
Gamer
jets that
ถาม
kinda
ว่า
come
คือ
on
เกม
and
แนว
help
อะไร
you
พี่กู้
sprint even faster. That
Apex
causes heat.
Legend
So basically,
ผ
it's
สม
almost like a
ทา
Samus
คอฟ
system, but we call it heat because we're these awesome mercenary
มี
cyborgs,
ฮีโร่
right? Where
เหมือน
like
Apex
their body overheats, and so
แต่เป็น
this character has
extraction
some mobility, but
shooter
you
เหมือน
overheat
ทาคอฟ
quite a bit. So that's kind of the cost that's there, and so that's what pushes us into like finding implants that maybe like expand like how much like your heat meter, and also give you more agility, so you can even go even faster, right? So yeah, there's a lot of cost in the game in terms of when
เก
we
ม
place
ผ่า
a
นมายั
mobility
ง
thing
เกม
in
เห็นมา
there.
ยังมาไป
We
แล้ว
really
ครับ
want
ผ
to
ม
make sure. It's like how does this affect the pace, and how does this affect the overall survival sandbox?
And to be fair, we're still looking at the alpha builds. We got to balance a lot of stuff because some stuff is kind of
Perfect.
sketchy. Yeah.
No, it's we have a lot to learn. That's why we're doing this, right?
Yeah, I mean, and actually, while we're talking about kind of those finer details, Witz, I'd love to still kind of bug you a little bit. In Marathon, build crafting is a big deal. What does that mean in the world that you guys are building?
Yeah, and so like the runners are essentially like a base, right? And so each runner has they have a bunch of implants that you can kind of find that do kind of wild things, and like as they go up in rarity, right? There's a lot of stats, so you can increase your resistance to certain things. So like Tox is one, so you can essentially be poisoned, right? As our Tox, and so you can build resistances to that. You can increase your agility. There's shields, obviously, to make you a bit more durable. We have cores. Cores are really cool. They basically give you like extra passives. And at the base rarity, like they have these kind of passives that you kind of play around. At the highest rarity, they are specific to the runner kit that you have, the runner you're playing. And what they do is they really augment your abilities wildly, right? So you can, you know, you're doing one thing, and then you get like a chord
รู้สึก
specifically
จะ
for
มี
glitch, and now
element
you're like,
ของ
oh, my double
การ
jump is a triple jump. Like that's how much we want to kind of push that,
upgrade
so that gear really matters. And so builds are the
ตัวละครด้วยนะ
completely the implants, the cores, weapons, weapon attachments. Weapons have like a pretty cool progression too. We have gold mods, which are kind of like the highest end of the attachment pool. They're essentially like exotics in our game, right? What is the exotic version of this Magnum that can do some wild stuff? So yeah, like really it's the entire package together is what the build crafting experience is in Marathon.
That's super exciting. And actually, to that same end, we got a question in chat as well from, I think, Firex is how you pronounce it. How many players are going to be in each map?
Varies per map.
Yeah, varies per map.
Got it.
The footage that people have seen a lot of Dire Marsh.
เกมแนวนี้ถ้าไม่ต่างจริง เน้นขายความสมจริงดูจะขายง่ายกว่าสไตล์แบบนี้นะผมไม่ได้มีปัญหากับสไตล์แบบนี้นะผมแค่รู้สึกว่ามันไม่สวย
Can you walk us through maybe just your play style when you're approaching any of these runs?
Sure, yeah.
Let's go ahead and sell out the best strategy.
I have to give away my secrets. So Void is really fun for me because it leans into this part of my personality that is like very devious. And so, you know, if you go on a run with me, I'll be like, hey, any claymores you see, let me know. And I'm putting those in my backpack, and I'm doing crazy things like, okay, so Void has a prime ability that sends out, I think you saw it in the video, it sends like a wall of smoke that sort of like your home base when you do that, it's a portable. Because when you go in that, you become invisible,
ชี้แจงตัวละคร
So I'll do things
เป็น
like
ability ไปเลยง่ายกว่านะ
make people believe
น่า
I'm
สน
doing
ใจ
one
กว่า
thing
ด้วย
and then do
ให้มานั่ง
another. So
เล่า
a
อ่ะ
lot of subversive things. I'll go in there and I'll claymore the inside, right? If someone comes in after me, they're gonna have a very bad time. But I also do things like I'll go to a place in the zone where there's high tier loot and I'll claymore it up and then close all the doors and leave and be like, I wonder if anyone's gonna show up. And then sure enough, maybe 5 minutes later, I see the shield crack in the HUD and I'm like, yes, I can go back and see what's going on. So yeah, that's how I like to play.
Yeah. How about you, Joe Cross? What's your go-to?
Well, if you know me, I'd rather look good and lose. So I generally pick the runner with the coolest helmet, and in this lineup, I think that's clearly Blackbird. As far as my play style, I'm typically just a decoy. So
like, Joe, go over there.
Yeah, exactly. I am
Look
the
really
worst.
great.
Yeah, exactly. Just stand in the open for a little bit. Yeah.
So that's
สวัสดีครับ
yeah,
คุณ
it's the
กู้
end of my-
คิดยังไง
it's the
กับ
end of
เกม
my
นี้บ้าง
run
ครับ
story.
เรายังเห็นน้อยเกินไปครับเรายังเห็นน้อยเกิน
Well,
ไป
we want to thank you all for your collective sacrifice. We appreciate it.
มันอาจจะเป็นเกมที่สนุกก็ได้
So
แต่ว่า
actually,
มัน
to that
ไม่
same
น่า
end,
เล่นนะ
obviously we do a lot of playtesting here internally.
จากภาพลักษณ์
Wits, I
ขอ
know
ง
you
มัน
mentioned
น่ะ
you've got a folder of some of your best plays, but what are some of your most memorable runs so far?
Some of my memorable runs are really when I think I'm going to be doing one thing, right? Like, okay, I'm going to do a contract. I'm going to be going here. I got to go into this room. I got to interact with this device. And I think it's like I'm safe. Like I'm kind of doing like a routine thing. I can get in and get out if I'm like smart about it and really kind of listen for what's going on. Like there's no UESC around. There's no players around. And oftentimes there's another player. Like the best
UESC
moments is
คืออะไร
there's another crew that are going for the exact same thing. And there's this moment of like you're about to turn the key to get into a locked room, and then the other team is right there, and you're like, oh crap. Like, and then you're like, this is all out war in like a hallway that seems to be like a regular hallway, but now it's just like it just gets crazy. And so I think those are the peaks that happen where there's these tense moments you're trying to do something that lead to these very quick crescendos where these mercenaries kind of going crazy and like all these players are jumping in.
You make it sound like you're playing so carefully, but you're not.
Listen, the tactics are happening fast.
Okay.
They're
It's just processing power. Is what it is.
Yeah, the math is going. Like it's happening.
It's improvisational, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like, I mean, runs can obviously entail a lot, but we also have a question from Sharky218. Is loot going to be just weapons, or is there going to be more for people to go after while they're out there in Tau City?
There's a ton of loot.
There's a ton of
loot. Yeah, there's implants, there's cores, there's equipment. There's
Grenades.
Consumables.
Let's talk about grenades.
Yeah, there's grenades.
I mean,
we have a bunch of different types of grenades in the game as well that you can loot in the world. We have valuables. We have backpacks. Yeah, attachments, weapons, materials, keys.
And there's a bunch of stuff too that we're just we call valuables, but like there's times when you're running low on money and you're like, I just need to do a valuables run right now, and I need to pick up these things and get my money, into my space bank. So.
Space bank, yeah.
That actually is a good segue from, and I'm not making this name up, Ballin' Hobo.
ที่มานั่งพูดกันแบบนี้ก็ไม่ได้แตกต่างน่าสนใจจาก extraction เกมอื่นเลยน่าเบื่อ ผมเห็นด้วยว่าไม่จำเป็นต้องลากคนพวกนี้ออกมาว่ะคือทำเป็นวิดีโอยาวๆไปโชว์เกมเพลย์อะไรอย่างเงี้ยแล้วก็เนเรทีฟไปเรื่อยๆเนเรทไปเรื่อยๆว่านี่ตัวละครมันทำอย่างนี้อะไรอย่างเงี้ย
greeted originally by AI representative because you are a mercenary. You don't really have allegiance to anyone. They are going to pay you to do these jobs, and so they'll give you these missions to do. And as you're doing these missions, like Andrew said, sometimes you run into danger. But the cool thing about, I think, a lot of the faction and the contract system is like you could complete the, download the agricultural survey from this one area on one of the zones, and you're doing the thing, and you've sort of done it. So even if you die, you've still made progress there, which I think is a really cool aspect of that feature. But then there's also this other meta layer where as you're working with the different factions, they allow you to upgrade yourself over time, and so you can increase your heat meter, you can increase your loot speed, things like that.
ใครจะไปรู้ว่ามึงว่า heat meter มันเอาไว้ทำอะไร
You're trying to get as much loot as possible to meet the challenge of the world, right? Like essentially, different missions get harder over time, right? Which means you want to have more loot on you so you can survive longer, so just in general, be able to do fight all the different, hostile entities in the world, like get through there's a POI on a zone that's heavily fortified by UESC and all of the different units that are there, the snipers, the assault units, like you want to be able to not only withstand that and players. So there's a lot of reasons why you want to get loot in the game.
And honestly, like a lot of the loot translates into things like upgrades, you know, that you utilize through the factions. But there's also an in-game store called the Black Market where you can use a lot of your currency and things like that to actually re-equip yourself if you go on a bad run, or to upgrade yourself if you need anything from that space. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons to get a lot of good loot out. I don't think I'm ever short of reasons to get loot out.
That just says something else about me, though. I'm just a loot goblin. So sometimes extraction shooters also can be seen as kind of hardcore and maybe tough to get into. What are some of the things that you guys are doing to make them easier to dive into?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that we could talk about. One is we are obviously investing, besides doing a little bit more onboarding in the front end so players can understand a little bit about what the nature of the game mode is. We're also doing a lot to make combat something that's a little bit more approachable, but also just
แต่ที่จิมเคยพูดด้วยว่า
wide things.
จะทำเกมไลฟ์เซอร์วิสเหลือกี่เกมครับลบจากเกมที่ประกาศว่าไม่ทำแล้วโอ้เขาแคนเซิลไปเยอะแล้วนะครับแต่ตัวนี้น่าจะแคนเซิลไม่ทันนะ
Really trying to bring that kind of like morph the Bungie action game into like in the survival space where again everything kind of costs something, right? Getting shot, like you're not going to have like a limb system where like your limbs broken anything, but you will like guns do stopping power, right? Which they can knock you out of sprint, they can slow you down, right?
ทำเทรลเลอร์ยาว 20-30 นาทีแล้วบรรยายอธิบายไปเลยยังจะดูดีกว่ามีเกมเมอร์สักกี่คนดูคลิปคนที่ตัวเองไม่รู้จักคุยกันไปมาคือถ้าสิ่งที่เขาเล่ามันเอาไปทำเป็นเทรลเลอร์ไม่ได้มันก็ดีครับแต่ไอสิ่งที่เขาพูดอ่ะมันคือสิ่งที่ควรจะไปอยู่ในเทรลเลอร์แล้วค่อยๆอธิบายย่อยให้เราฟังว่าเกมนี้มันเป็นยังไงมันเล่นยังไงมันต่างจากเกมอื่นยังไงไม่ใช่มานั่งแล้วดันไปใช้คำศัพท์ที่แบบว่ารู้กันเอง
That's kind of like the floor for what we think you can be really like you can be capable in the environment and actually like fight other players that actually are kitted out. So you're never feeling like the goal is that you can always clutch even if you find somebody who's completed kitted out in like really high-end gear, because that's your payday, right? That's like the beauty of the moment of like, oh my god, I took this player and oh they have the best shield in the game. Hell yeah, you know.
I mean, obviously, going to be a lot of good pointers for folks at home taking notes for when they get a chance to get into the alpha. But we'd be remiss if we also didn't mention how a big part of what we do here at Bungie is working alongside our community, which is why we've also had the chance since about 2022 to work with hundreds of different creators in our community as well, to go ahead and get some of their feedback. So to those of you out there that have joined us, thank you very much for your time and your opinions. They mean a lot. But no need to listen to me talk about it. We actually just last week had a bunch of folks in here to go ahead and play test the very same alpha build that some of you will have a chance to join in on as well. So I vote I go ahead and let you tell them about it in their own words.
ทุกคนก็ต้องบอกว่ามันคือเกมที่ยอดเยี่ยมที่สุดในโลก
Got him. Down them all again and again and again and again and again and again and again.
This is a new world. This is a different take on an extraction shooter.
No, they got out.
It's game changing. It is literally game changing.
Marketing สุด
This is such an exciting time for us. You are the first group outside of Bungie to play test our alpha build.
Look daddy up. Let's go.
Okay, I am ready and up. Whatever you two are.
ดูหน้าตัวละครมันดิมันไม่น่าเล่นนะ
Oh, we are bringing some money in this time.
Quick read.
Oh, you looking around?
See yeah, I'm gonna see who we got in the raid with.
Alrighty. Bio research is right next to us. You want to do the intercept? Yeah. You just want to grab that real quick?
แบบเล็กจังแต่ผู้เล่นมันก็ไม่ได้เยอะนะ18 คน
That should be a good one.
I didn't actually. I'm up in there, yeah.
Oh, okay. There's. Oh, yeah. So, for the gang, there is fall damage, and it is severe if you
there is. I got a mod earlier that like drastically reduces it though. So there are ways to reduce it.
I may have just exploded my kneecaps.
If you dash right before you hit the ground, you don't take
it saves it.
It'll break the fall, yeah. Happens to the best of us.
AI on the right. Yeah, more AI inside the little shrubbery compound everywhere.
A hostile unit is calling for reinforcements.
Sorry. Excuse me, sorry.
You're good, you're good.
Yeah, still heading to field maintenance.
Yep.
Oh, I got AI over here like 20 feet.
Oh my god, he just stuff up. Are we killing them or ignoring them?
AI with a snipe up above is looking at me.
I need some bits ammo, guys, finally. There's a green punk right there.
There's ticks underneath.
Oh yeah, here I think.
Player.
Down one. I hit one for the shield, but I'm 1, 2.
โอเคบวก1 แต้มให้กับตัวถือโล่ เพราะผมชอบเล่นเป็นแทงค์เอาจริงๆนะทุกคนผมเป็นคนชอบเล่นเกมยิงนะเว้ยดูเอเปกจริงๆ
That's a purple one.
Wait, the one that fire like 5 knees are lethal.
The grenadiers, yeah, they're pretty great. What do you have on you, little guy?
Oh, one of the guys you killed had just been weapons on him. Poor guy.
Oh, mechanics kit. That's what we need, right? Move status, mechanical status effect.
I'm using it.
นี่เดินเข้ามาบวกโง่ๆได้นี่น่าจะเป็นบอท
When you have the mechanics kit, it doesn't take anything. You just good, yeah. I'm unlocking the box. Yeah, dropping in big ones too. They've got long shots in too. Oh, yeah. That's gotta be.
I played one shield. There's a loot up there who's absolute. Oh my god, I'm almost dead. I just realised.
Where are they?
They're on the balcony, like south.
มันยิงอะไรมันเห็นได้ยังไงวะ
Nice.
มันตาดีเลยขนาดนั้นวะ
Annihilated, dude. Oh my god.
I'm out of ammo.
Yeah, I would say this over.
ปืนเหลี่ยมบาดมือมากพี่
It's a Brian. Kill him. He's a fiend, dude.
I'm coming to you, Ben.
Yeah, I see him.
Don't underestimate this guy.
Oh my god, that bitch. He killed 2, I think it's 1v1. Ben, you knocked one, I knocked another.
Good stuff. I literally only have a sniper.
A unit is signaling for reinforcements.
Okay,
the knock I had was way over here. I don't see anybody over there yet.
ถ้าขายราคาเกม Triple A ก็รอเจ๊งได้เลยครับไม่น่ารอด
He's right there. Yep.
Yeah.
ดูทรงแบบนี้น่าจะฟรีทูเพย์นะ แต่ไม่รู้นะไม่กล้ามั่นใจฟันธง เอาจริงๆแค เห็นแล้ว
Yeah, right on me, right on me. Just play,
แม้
play, play, play.
แม้กระทั่งแอสเซทที่อยู่ในฉากคุณดูดิไอ้กล่องสีฟ้าเนี่ยมันก็ยังมีไอ้เครื่องหมายบวกที่ดูเหมือนมันจะเป็น texture ของอะไรที่ยังสร้างไม่เสร็จ
Are they where we got down?
Knocked one.
Coming.
Got one left.
นั่นคือสิ่งที่ไม่เคยเกิดขึ้นกับกูเลย
No, if they're close.
I got no tags. Oh.
There.
You got eyes?
Yeah, A1.
Oh, is that him up there? Is that him up there? Is he upstairs inside?
Yes, sorry, he was. Yeah, hear him. Or is that USAC?
There's a USAC guy right there.
They were shooting something in there.
I think they kind of built a ringer group, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
They built a God squad, you could say. I feel like we might be the God squad.
That was good. That was a good run.
Yeah.
Flawless run
We got knives from AI and grab some guns.
ยังไม่จบอีกเนี่ย
Yeah, loot
บท
container key. Isn't
จะ
there one
ยื
of
ด
those
เยื้อ
around?
ก็ยืดเยื้อนะคือเอาจริงๆมันก็มีคำถามด้านเกมเพลย์เยอะแยะอยู่แล้วนะครับระบบอัปเกรดเป็นยังไงอ่ะทำให้ดูหน่อยดิระบบมิชชั่นระบบเควสอะไรมันเป็นยังไงทำให้ดูหน่อยสิ
Oh my god, I'm dead. Yeah. Something's sucking me.
Stop sucking
มันมี
It's a purple shield.
มีลูกเล่นมีลูกเล่น
I found a purple enemy. I heavy knifed it 4 times and had to dump a full mag into it.
Really?
นี่เรากำลังจะเข้า1 ชั่วโมงของงานนี้ตอนนี้เที่ยงคืน 40
Okay. Yay! I don't want the conquest. LMG. I should take it, but I don't want it.
But here, take this.
Long
Take
shot.
this.
I'm saved. What's the question marks again? That are on
ดู
the
เหลี่ยม
map?
เหลี่ยมจนนึกว่าเกม PC หรือเกมมือถือ
Huh? Like
Like
this?
the cash flares?
Yeah, I don't know.
Flares. One is broken. I'll get a purple shield. I knocked one.
I knocked one.
น่าจะลงสวิตช์2 1 ชั่วโมงพูดไป40 นาที
Prepare for increased hostile action.
Glitch is moving.
Behind, yeah, glitches behind you at the moment. White shield.
Oh, she's scared. She's scared.
Down.
Very good.
Very, very nice. I called it purple. Yeah, I want the frickin' purple. Here's a green on this
Purple shield. Who has that?
one. Me.
The big items, the big drops, the stuff that's like really high value, they're like, I have to get this out.
Doesn't matter if I'm playing Lucas or Void or Glitch. If I've got a better aim, I'm going to win. There's no other extraction shooter like that where I could have that kind of gameplay.
When people find out about some of the secrets and stuff, they are going to lose their mind.
Playing so far has just been
อย่าเพิ่งไปซีเคทเลยพี่
refreshing, I'd like to say. Everything felt
เอา
really locked in.
เบสิกแมคานิกก่อน
The next full Bungie experience is
โอ้เจอคิลลี่ก็มา
The game is inherently fun. I just want to play more.
จากที่ดูถ้าเทียบคอนคอร์ดเทียบกับคอนคอร์ดอะไรดูน่าเล่นกว่าจากเกมเพลย์มันเป็นเกมคนละแนวครับคอนคอร์ดผมดูแล้วเข้าใจว่าระบบมันเป็นยังไงแต่เกมนี้ระบบมันเยอะกว่าคอนคอร์ดมันยิงกันอย่างเดียวนี่มีเลเวลอัพมีคราฟมีแมคานิกในการเอาชนะที่ไม่ใช่ยิงกันอะไรอย่างเงี้ยแต่เกมนี้ยังพูดไม่รู้เรื่อง
We're familiar with working with our community really closely, but have we ever done it this early or at this scale before?
So I've been at Bungie for a while now, since the Halo 3 days, and I think the thing, even since my time, we've been really good about is working with players, working with the community. It's something we take pride in. And on this game in particular, yeah, we brought people in, players in much earlier into the process than I think we ever have before, and it's given us really good insight. You know, we tell them when they show up, be brutally honest, because that's how we learn. That's how we understand what needs to change, what needs to get better. And I think it's been really great.
It's been a ton of fun. I mean, even again, like these folks were all here last week. You guys were in there with them. Some of you playing as well. What was it like?
Oh, it was super exciting. Yeah, I mean, like when you have a lot of there was a combination of players who we've been engaging with for a long time, and some players who were brand new, and it was great to see sort of like the mix of the both, especially when you got to some higher level skilled players who just joined in and immediately got it and started destroying everybody, like Tens and Lupo was in there, and but yeah, you had some pretty awesome moments, didn't you?
Yeah, so it was pretty amazing to jump in, and I'm gonna throw Nick under the bus for a moment here. Like apparently he was on the team with Brian and Jeff Keighley. And they were not having success. Y'all were like destroying them, the creators. Yeah, it's probably your team that was destroying them. So I was brought in as like a hired gun to help get Jeff through. And
thank you.
I did my job.
Mission accomplished, love it. Yeah.
Something that he's used to, obviously. Also, though, you were saying you were observing a little bit as well, maybe not playing quite as much. What was it like, from your perspective, getting to see all these folks jump in and play the game for the first time, some of them?
I mean, it was awesome. It's awesome, like, playing the game for so long, right, and seeing other people play the game is just a great feeling, right, for, like, the whole team. You get to see things that you designed for happen in real life, right? You see people who are like being hunted by other players that take refuge by like we're a heavily fortified area, and watching the UESC equalize a little bit. Moments like that was great. There was another fight that was like it looked so fun, but also hilarious, but also like really like it was like a great time, but also really tense. There was two crews that were fighting under the dire marsh map. There's a bunch of tunnels and stuff like that, and they were fighting in the tunnels, and the fight was literally like almost 1-by-1s, like 3 and 3, like constantly moving towards each other and fighting in the hallway. The person in the front dropping meds for people in the back and changing positions, and that fight went into like little vents as well. So it was like this it was this hilarious chase that was like it was super tense because you didn't know exactly whether you were going to get third party, and they were just the volume of the room kept on going up from those two crews because they were just like, when are they going to get flanked? There's another vent right there that could pop up from there. And they were shooting vents just like out of just pure paranoia. It was
Bungie มันมั่นใจในตัวเองมากเกินไปคือมันควรจะทำเหมือน Triple I Initiative เมื่อไม่กี่วันที่ผ่านมาเปิดเทเลอร์ยับเลยปั๊บชั่วโมงนึงหลังจากนั้นค่อยไปสัมภาษณ์เดฟเป็นคนเป็นเกมสตูดิโอดูอย่างนี้มันแล้วก็เก็บรายละเอียดเกมไม่หมดด้วย
Lars is like, I know. Yeah. So even in addition to these creators, the legacy of Marathon's community goes so long and goes so far rather. As someone who's played a lot of Aleph 1 in the past as well myself, back on my Titanium G4 PowerBook so long ago, bringing in the Aleph 1 team was
เคยหวังว่าอยากได้ The Last of Us แบบ extraction shooter เพราะงานแอนิเมชันมันโหดและบรรยากาศกับระบบเกมหลักมันเหมาะกับ extraction shooter อยู่ก็คือ The Last of Us ภาคแรกนั่นแหละครับที่มี multiplayer ณวันนั้นน่ะมันยังไม่มีคำว่า extraction shooter แต่รูปแบบเกมอ่ะใช่เลย
But yeah, both of those, it's just been
เข้าเกมมาเก็บตังค์แล้วก็เอากลับไปให้ดูในหมู่บ้านเราว่ามีคนรอดกี่คนมีคนตายกี่คนถ้าเราเก็บรีซอสได้มากพอคนก็จะรอดเยอะหน่อยอะไรอย่างเงี้ย
The dangers of the world. We do have a question from Twitch chat. Are there dangerous PvE encounters? Obviously, you've mentioned that the UESC is out there, pardon me, and you should underestimate them at your own peril. But can you tell us a little bit more about maybe some of those emergent threats that await players?
Yeah, absolutely. There's the UESC security units that are out there. There's a bunch of different types that do different things. So watch out for them. We also have ticks, which are these wonderful, surprising, explodey fauna. Yeah, they run at you. They run at you, explode on you, and you have to shoot the nests actually to get rid of them essentially. Otherwise, they'll keep coming. And there's a bunch of hazards and stuff that are like going to be on the map as well.
ผมไม่ทันเล่นมัลติภาคแรกต้นฉบับเพิ่งมาเล่นมัลติหนึ่งโหน่าเสียดายนะ
And the alpha is a few, but
what's the scariest UESC?
เป็นของแถมที่ทุกคนรัก
The Ghost Commander for sure. The Ghost Commander, their ability is like they go into active camo and they actually have clone. They have a bunch of like clones that go out there, so you think you're not sure which one to shoot. And then by the time you recognize which one is actually the real one, right? It's like it may be over for you, but that's one. The sniper, also love the sniper as well. We really want to have these prolonged sniper fights that are really great against the UESC. And if you manage to really push them and they notice you're pushing, they'll punish you for that too. So definitely be careful of these units. Tread carefully.
Not to be trifled with, right?
And the recruits, honestly, they have this rush down that they do. If you're not too careful and knowing where they're going to be flanking you and rushing you down from, we're purposely making them these formidable foes that you can't get treasure out of the world easily, and they're guarding it, and they're doing a pretty damn good job.
And you can't ignore them either. Once they're on your set, you kind of got to figure out a way.
Yes. Exactly.
Also, too, we've got another question from, I believe, Shebsky. Can a team be composed of any number of runner types, like 3 blackbirds, for example?
Absolutely, yeah. Yep. There's no restriction on how you assemble your
ใช้ตัวละครซ้ำในตี้ได้
You can create a meme comp if you want. Or you can diversify a little bit, and sort of try to use each other's utilities. But we've seen them all. It's been really cool to see kind of the different combinations we've seen. Yeah.
But you may never know, like those 3 different like players that are playing Blackbird, they may have very different builds and what they're gearing
รี
towards.
วิวเทียบกับ The Final ไม่เห็นฝุ่นหรือแม้แต่ XD
One
file
of them may actually have implants that allow them to go in active camo. That's not a specific thing for a runner, so we're purposely trying to make it so that you can diversify.
I did see the shield wall comp, which is like basically 3 locusts.
คนดูเปิดตัวในช่อง PlayStation แค่ประมาณตอนนี้เหลืออยู่ 8,000 แล้ว
It's been so much fun to hear you guys even talking about this game and the experiences you've
ไม่
had.
ดี
You've been building a world that's really ripe for players to tell their own stories in. Again, with the closed alpha on the way on April 23rd, as players finally get a chance, some of them to jump in. What are some of the stories you're most excited for them to get to dive in and maybe tell themselves?
So many. I mean, there's so many different stories that I think are that we're looking forward to seeing happen, especially ones that we've never even seen before. But getting onto the planet, like honestly, just trying to survive amongst all of the different threats that exist there. The dying, when our trail says death, it's death. There's a lot of death in the game. The learning from it, the challenging yourself, the getting back up and trying to do something new. It's going to be exciting. I'm sure there's plenty of other things.
I'm curious, Mr. Cross. What are you expecting?
I mean, I'm had the fortune to launch Destiny and now Marathon. It's always amazing to.
นี่เขายังไม่ได้พูดถึง micro transaction นะ
working on, sort of in a bubble for 6 years.
เกมนี้จะมี Battle Pass
and have the players
และ
experience
ขายส
the
กิน
visual
ราคา
world
เท่า
for the
ไหร่
first time is amazing. Introducing
น่าเล่น
IP
จะ
into
แย่
the
แล้ว
world, sort of beyond the game. Sort of the culture it creates. Always excited to see like what the fans tell us what the game is and what the metas are and what the IP is, and so that exchange is always amazing.
Yeah, check out the Discord. It's getting wild in there right now. How about you? Anything come to mind on your side?
I'm just really excited for folks to discover the content and play with it in interesting ways. we've been making this meal for a bit. It's just time to see folks play, right? Like we've been making the sandbox for a bit. We've been working together on all the activities and everything in the world, right? It's just going to be exciting to see people react to it organically and learn from it.
Very
I'm also curious to see which runner will be the crowd favorite, out of the end. I have theories.
I know you have many theories.
Yeah.
Well, chat, Discord, let us know. We'd love to hear what you guys are thinking.
Absolutely.
But that brings us to just about the conclusion of what's been a very action-packed show. So for starters, guys, thanks so much for being here today. We really appreciate it.
Action
Thank
packed
you so much,
show
and thank you everybody out there. Like our team is literally sitting behind these cameras
กู
here.
แทบจะหลับคาไลฟ์
They're
ไอเวน
amazing. Like you should give yourselves a hand, for putting together. Also, there's an immense amount of staff here that has been super gracious and kind to come and help work with us on this. So just want to make sure all of you, let's give you a hand too. You've been doing an amazing job. So thank you.
That's right. So again, as we noted at the top of the show, coming up at the very, very end, we've got a very special surprise. So go ahead and do yourself a favor and stick around all the way through till the end. But again, a huge thanks, Joe Ziegler, Joe Cross, Andrew Witz, and Lars Bakken. Thank you all for being here today. And of course, again, to echo Ziegler, thank you so much to the entire dev team here at Bungie. Thank you so much for being here today. Whether you're here with us in person or you're at home, it's your contributions that make Marathon possible. So truly, thank you. It's honestly humbling to be here today. And again, of course, the crew here, thank you all so much for all of your hard work. It's been incredible seeing this stage come up so quickly rather. So thank you so much. It's been a gargantuan effort, and it's all thanks to your efforts. And most importantly, again, to all of you fine folks out there for joining us today. It's such a privilege for us to get the opportunity to share what we've been working on, and it matters most when you show up and join us. We know you have busy days, and we're thankful to be a part of it. So thank you for joining us here on this Saturday morning. And of course, we got something fun at the end. Make sure you stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating Scarrow and Mr. Raffle Waffles, Milo, out there here just after the show ends. So go ahead and tell them we said hello when you get a chance to drop into their chat. But as has become kind of a tradition here at Bungie with our streams, we've saved just one more special thing here for you at the end. Now, we've told you a lot about the game so far, but we haven't had a chance to really touch on the narrative just yet, and we're really excited to build a story that's innovative in the extraction shooter space, both in and out of the game, and we'd love to show you a glimpse of that now. So we've had the opportunity to partner with Academy and Emmy Award-winning director Alberto Mielgo to go ahead and show you just a bit of a snapshot of what life is like on Tau Ceti. So we hope you enjoy, but in the meantime, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you all Starside.
จบแล้วอะไรวะเนี่ยอะไรวะอย่าติดขนาดนี้ได้ไหมนะคือมึงติดมากโอ้ยอะไรวะดูแล้วไม่เข้าใจเลยนี่มันอะไร
traveler from an antique land who said, "Too vast and trunkless sad, half sunk, a shattered visage eyes, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that it sculpt to well those passions red which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, lifeless thing that mocked them.
แนวจัดนึกว่าเกมสยองขวัญนี่ดูคือเลยพลอยไม่เข้าใจแมสเสจที่เขาต้องการจะสื่อเลยอะไรวะ
Welcome once again. Once again. As a new shell. As a new shell feeling.
I mean, it feels just like what it is, right?
อะไรวะ
Like a trillion bucks.
Sakaguchi Genetics sent a reminder. Your shell repayment is coming up and will be charged against your line of credit.
Yeah, I know. Do you mind if we skip the formalities this time? Got a big contract waiting down there, so.
Understood. Let's proceed with your grounding exercise. Are you familiar with this item?
That's my lucky charm. Yeah. It's supposed to be my lucky charm.
ก่อนหน้านี้คืองงทั้งหมดจนกระทั่งมันยิงกัน
Identify her?
Yeah, that's my mom.
Now, consider this. Do you recognize this child?
Who are you? I don't know.
It's you.
What? Really?
เดี๋ยวนี้ยังมี Arc Rider จากผู้สร้าง The Final อีกเกมที่ไม่ได้เปิดให้เล่น
Hey, what's that you're always too into? Worth anything?
I don't know, but I like it. It speaks to me.
Let me listen.
รู้สึกเฟรมเรทมันไม่ค่อยดีป่าวะผมดูแล้วภาพมันกระตุกแปลก
You ever wonder what happened to these people?
It's not my business.
And this music is. You'll have a tough time finding a buyer.
Good. It's not for sale. Give it to me.
จีลังกาทำไมอะไรวะนำเหนอแบบนำเหนอแนวไปอะเอาจริงเฮีย
Ozymandias, King of Kings, look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains.
Escape from Concord อ้าวอะไรสรุปตายหาครับผม
Boundless and bare, the lone and level sand stretch far away.
ในแชทหลักมีคนเข้าไปพิมพ์ว่า drop the price drop the ไอสัตว์ผิดประท้วงผิดเรื่องอะไรวะมาแทงศพซ้ำเขาบอกว่ามีคนบอกว่ารู้สึกเหมือนไอ้เลิฟเดทโรบอทอะไร
Is that me?
เขาไม่บอกราคานะว่าเกมเท่าไหร่จบไม่รู้เรื่องอะไรเลยเกมอะไรของมึงวะคือใดๆเลยคือทำ presentation อันเนี้ยแย่ไม่น่าออกมาเป็นฟอร์แมตนี้ไม่น่าออกมาเป็นฟอร์แมตนี้จบแล้วนะพวกคุณดูกันแล้วมันเป็นยังไงบ้างเสียเวลานอน Creator Alpha Gameplay Content Now Live คุณไปดูเกมเพลย์ของเรา Content Creator ได้นะครับแล้วก็มี Discord ให้กดแล้วก็ไปสมัครเล่น Alphaไม่เข้าใจเลยอยากจะสื่ออะไรก็ไปนอนกันเถอะทุกคนตอนนี้พวกครีเอเตอร์น่าจะลงคลิปแล้วอธิบายเกมเพลย์ได้ดีกว่าเดฟแล้วล่ะก็ใช่คุณคิดว่างั้นเหรอคุณคิดว่าเขาวางแผนให้ครีเอเตอร์รับหน้าที่นั้นไปเหรอแต่นี่มันเกมมึงนะเว้ยนี่มันเกมมึงต้องมีวิธีสื่อสารได้ดีกว่านี้ไหมอะเช็คมาแล้วเจ้าเดียวที่ทำ Love Death Robot ตอนจิบาโร่ถ้าไม่อยากเจ๊งฟรีทูเพลย์เหรอครับอาจจะมีคนอยากลองระบบการเล่นเขาคงไม่กล้าคิดตังค์แล้วแหละผมหวังว่าน่าจะเป็นฟรีนะแต่ว่าถ้าเขาจะให้เราไปดูคอนเทนต์ครีเอเตอร์ทำวิดีโองั้นเดี๋ยวก็มีเวลาไปดูกันเพราะผมเชื่อว่าครีเอเตอร์จะกลั่นกรองข้อมูลแล้วมาพูดได้ดีกว่าเดฟคือมันเอาเพสรีลีสมาพูดก็ได้อะนึกออกปะคือแบบเพสรีลีสของมาราธอนคืออะไรนี่คือเกมแบบนี้เล่นอย่างนี้แมคแคนิกอย่างนี้มันเข้าใจกว่าอันนี้มันแบบพูดไปเรื่อยผมไม่อยากจะบ่นเยอะผมรู้สึกว่าผมเนกาทีฟกับเกมนี้จังเลยคือมันอาจจะเป็นเกมที่ดีก็ได้นะครับก็รอได้จับได้เล่นกันอยู่ในมือแล้วแต่ละท่านจะมีความรู้สึกกับมันยังไงก็ว่ากันอีกทียังไงก็ต้องได้จับก่อนถึงจะบอกได้ว่ามันเป็นเกมดีหรือเปล่าหรือไม่ดีหรือมันเหมาะกับใครหรือมันเหมาะกับผู้เล่นสไตล์ไหนผู้เล่นที่กำลังมองหาอะไรอยู่อะไรเงี้ยเพราะฉะนั้นตอนนี้ก็ไปนอนกันเถอะทุกคน ขอบคุณทุกคนที่อยู่รับชมเป็นเพื่อนกันนะฮะถึงแม้ว่าเราจะงงไปด้วยกันนะก็เดี๋ยวว่ากันอีกทีตอนที่เราได้จับได้อะไรกับมันเรียบร้อยแล้วกันไปละคืนนี้ฝันดีราตรีสวัสดิ์นะรีบไปนอนนะทุกคนพรุ่งนี้น่าจะเป็นวันหยุดผมมีเกมอยากจะเล่นเยอะแยะเลยไปละไว้เจอกันนะจ๊ะบ๊ายบาย